Hello and welcome to the news at 10 on NTA News 24. We're reaching you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. My name is Tessie Omiri. Let's begin with the headlines. President Bola Tinubu launches Youth Academy initiative to tackle unemployment. Federal government commences construction of access road to Second Niger Bridge. Economic and Financial Crimes Commission arrests 133 suspects at Ponzi Scheme Academy in Abuja. Nigeria recalibrates national nuclear security and safety architecture to enhance development. Now details, let's begin from the court. The case instituted by Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan against the Senate has been stalled at the Federal High Court, Abuja Division, due to allegation of bias against the presiding judge. Let's now join Dele Atumbi at the appeal court where it was mentioned.
Well, thank you, Tessie. The truth of the matter is that at the Federal High Court, the Judicial Officer, Justice Obiara Igwatu, has recused himself as a result of the fact that he was being alleged of biased. And the right thing to be done in a moment like this is for him to recuse himself when you are accused of being biased over a matter. You are expected as a judicial officer to recuse yourself. So he has done the right thing. He has done the right thing. And he will now remit the file back to the chief judge for reassignment of another judicial officer who will now take over the matter. But before he recused himself, he had given some interim orders. The interim orders, the first interim order was that the committee, ethics committee of the Senate should not go ahead with the probe of Senator Natasha. And now, the Senate President has appealed those, some of the interim orders of Justice Ekwatu to the Court of Appeal. So we are the Court of Appeal, we are the court, where the matter came for mention. And the jurisdiction of that court, of the Federal High Court, is being challenged. The three-man panel of justices who sat on the matter this morning had to adjourn to April 7th for the matter for the continuation of the matter. So that is what has transpired today at the Court of Appeal. At the Federal High Court, the judge has recused himself, and if the judge has recused himself, the case has to be reassigned. And now the jurisdiction of that court is being challenged at the Court of Appeal, and the matter will now be heard further on April 7th, 2025.
Atumbi, thank you so much. With this twist to the case, tell us, what do you think is the step to be taken? Okay, Dele, if you're with me, I said with the twist you have explained regarding the case, tell us what is the step to be taken?
Well, the Senate President had taken the rash step by coming to the Court of Appeal and for him to appeal that, to challenge the jurisdiction of that court. And let me say this, whenever the jurisdiction of the court is challenged, the first thing is that you attend to that jurisdiction. Whether the Court of, like I raised in the morning, does the Federal High Court have the right of jurisdiction to listen to the matter? And that is what the Senate President is challenging now. And they must wait, that court must wait. That court must wait for the decision of the Court of Appeal on the issue of jurisdiction. Whether the matter is reassigned or not reassigned, jurisdiction of the court when it's being challenged, the Court of Appeal will have to decide whether the Court of Appeal has jurisdiction. We have to decide whether the Federal High Court has jurisdiction over the matter.
For giving us the latest this morning, we appreciate you. Moving on to other matters, President Bola Tinubu has officially launched the Nigerian Youth Academy, aimed at empowering young Nigerians to participate actively in nation building. The academy is expected to compete at the global stage by ensuring their voices are heard in shaping the policies that impact their lives. State House correspondent Abdul Rahman Jibrila has more.
This academy will focus on three critical areas: education and skills development, economic empowerment, and leadership and civic engagement.
A dream come true for Nigerian youth, a promise kept by the president, and the event was complemented with a start-up package of 1 million naira to 6 beneficiaries, one from each geopolitical zone, aimed at empowering young Nigerians through vocational and innovative skills.
Yet we must acknowledge the challenges that persist. Nigeria's human capital index ranking remains below its potential, with youth unemployment and learning poverty presenting critical barriers to progress. These statistics are just not numbers. They reflect lives disrupted, dreams deferred, and futures left uncertain. The Nigerian Youth Academy is our commitment to changing this narrative.
NIA speaks to the aspirations directly of over 60 million Nigerian youth. I think those between the age of 18 and say 35, within our borders and across the diaspora, who are hungry for knowledge, skills, and of course opportunity.
Our goal with NIA is that in 2 years, we would deliver at least a youth with 2 skills of over 5 million Nigerian youths that we can get. And our mantra again for this is 1 youth, 2 skills.
On the 10th of March this year, the president inaugurated a committee for the National Youth Conference, a platform to address the diverse challenges and opportunities confronting young Nigerians, who constitute more than 60% of the population, all in creating a pathway for a brighter tomorrow. The government is also implementing several other youth-centric programs, including the 3 Million Technical Talents Program, the Nigerian Education Loan Fund. In addition, the upcoming Renewed Hope Labor Employment and Empowerment Program, aimed at facilitating the creation of 2.5 million jobs, directly and indirectly. From the State House, Abdulrahman Jibrila, NTA News.
Let's move to legislative issues. The House of Representatives Committee on the Constitution Review says there is no going back on its March 26th deadline for submission of proposals for state creation. This was while receiving a repackaged proposal for the creation of Edo State out of the present Niger State. The proponents expressed optimism that its latest proposal will meet constitutional requirements for state creation, given the economic potentials and landmass of the proposed Edo State that will comprise 8 local governments in the present Niger State.
Everything that you require when you talk about potentials, when you talk about natural endowment, when you talk about a state that will add, not take away from the center, believe you me, Edo State qualifies.
It will be recalled that 31 proposals for state creation earlier received by the House Committee failed to meet constitutional requirements, hence an extension of deadline to March 26, 2025. The federal government has officially flagged off the reconstruction of the 125-kilometer Benin-Asaba Expressway, a vital road corridor in the southern part of the country. President Bola Tinubu, who performed the event this Sunday, was represented by the Edo State Governor, Monday Okpebolo. Kenneth Nanem has more.
The 125-kilometer Benin-Asaba dual carriageway will serve as a major link between the southeast, south-south, and some parts of the southwest of Nigeria, connecting vibrant economic regions of the country, and will be funded by the Benin-Asaba Express Concession Company Limited, Africa Plus Partners Nigeria Limited Consortium, with a 30-month completion period. President Tinubu, represented by Governor of Edo State, notes that the federal government has prioritized infrastructure development, especially road construction, as a catalyst for economic transformation.
We are gateway to the nation.
Minister of Works David Umahi is optimistic that the project will enhance transportation, economic growth, and regional integration, noting that the partnership driving the project would enhance the safety and efficiency of travels while unlocking the potential of the region.
This program wouldn't have held if not the intervention of Mr. President. It's like cashless program. We will not see any money, but the work will be going. There is no section from Lokoja, to Benin, to Warri, to Bayelsa, to Rivers, to Akwa Ibom, and to Cross River. There is no section that President is not working on.
Major stakeholders in the areas appreciated the effort of the current administration towards infrastructure development. Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
Nigeria is holding a signpost of progress in tackling security challenges on account of reforms embarked upon by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the security sector in line with global best practice. Minister of Defense Muhammad Badaru Abubakar said the country under the watch of President Bola Tinubu will not succumb to non-state actors which call for robust military collaboration in taming insecurity. Haruna Mohammed reports that the minister was speaking at the opening ceremony of 800 Special Operation Force of the Armed Forces of Nigeria at Camp Kabala Jaji Cantonment.
As Nigeria continues to strive towards overcoming security challenges across the country, this Special Operation Force of the Armed Forces underscores the priority placed on national security for the security and development of Nigeria and its citizens. Challenging but surmountable, the Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa reiterates the force's capacity and determination, trained in field craft, night operations, and ability to take off the enemy better than they fight, charging them to defeat the enemies of peace at their games.
Today's ceremony therefore marks a significant milestone in our commitment to enhancing our national security and ensuring that our armed forces are well equipped with the necessary skills and the capabilities to address contemporary challenges.
The Minister of Defense, Muhammad Badaru Abubakar, says in line with the renewed hope agenda, the armed forces, allied force are to operate with precision, responding to national security threats.
The battlefield keeps changing, it's dynamic, and we have to continue to train our personnel to adapt to the changing challenges. And this training will provide them with the state-of-the-art facilities and also the right training to tackle the new challenges we are facing.
The Special Operation Force of the Armed Forces, highly trained, adaptive and disciplined, are to execute operations towards the safeguarding the territorial integrity of Nigeria with precision against any emerging threats. From Camp Kabala, Jaji Cantonment, Kaduna, I am Haruna Mohammed, NTA News.
Many thanks, Haruna. You're watching the news at 10 on NTA News 24. We have more reports. That will be after the break. Do stay with us.
Celebrate Ramadan with Bafi and enjoy up to 40% off on selected products from living room, dining room, bedroom, and royal sets. Pay less, save more, and refresh your home for iftar gatherings and cherished moments with family and friends. Visit our showrooms in Abuja, Lagos, Kano, and Enugu, or shop online to enjoy our exclusive Ramadan sale. Let's make this Ramadan unforgettable.
Thank you for staying tuned. With prospects for harnessing more sources of energy, Nigeria is enhancing national nuclear security and safety architecture. This is coming as international experts converge on Abuja for a 4-day summit in line with International Atomic Energy Agency standards. Ayodeji Makinde has details.
Nigeria has been making progress in nuclear products and energy regulations. This summit, the third in the series, encapsulates a global action plan by the International Atomic Energy Agency to improve national nuclear security regime. Director General, Nigerian Nuclear Regulatory Authority, Yel Idris, explains that the Integrated Nuclear Security Sustainability Plan, INSSP, will combat nuclear terrorism, safeguard radioactive and sensitive materials abound in the country.
NNRA issue import-export license for radioactive materials almost on daily basis. The security of this material really will improve the economy of the country, because the moment you have an accident, it is going to affect the economy definitely.
We are talking about radioactive materials and nuclear materials here. These materials, even though they are useful, they can cause harm. So we want to ensure that they don't get into unauthorized hands.
INSSP will be reviewed to reflect national and global security threats spread over 6 functional areas of nuclear security, including national policy and strategy, legislative and regulatory frameworks, prevention, detection, response, assurance, and continuous improvements. In Abuja, Ayodeji Makinde, NTA News.
Still talking security. The intelligence response team of the Nigerian police force has intercepted a group of suspected kidnappers on their way to Benin from Abuja between Kogi and Edo State. In a fierce encounter, the kidnappers were overpowered by the police, leading to the arrest of 7 suspects. Francis Fom reports that at a briefing in Abuja, the force public relations officer Olumiwa Adejobi says among the items recovered from the suspects were 1 AK-47 rifle, 1 British DSS rifle, 2 pump-action guns and 2 single-barrel guns. He notes that between February and March, the force has achieved a significant milestone in crime prevention and law enforcement.
The force recorded the arrest of 602 armed robbery suspects, 385 kidnapping suspects, 557 murder/homicide suspects, 286 rape suspects, 276 suspected cultists, and recovery of 333 various firearms. The force was also able to recover 200 stolen vehicles and rescue 324 victims of kidnapping.
Reaffirming its commitment to public safety, the Nigerian police force is to intensify operations against criminal elements nationwide. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, arrests 133 suspects at a Ponzi scheme academy in Abuja. A statement by the head of media and publicity of the commission says the academy located in Gwagwalada is in the business of recruiting young Nigerians who are trained to recruit more citizens into the scheme with the promise of getting unrealistic profit returns. The suspects are enrolled into a training codenamed Special Training for New Generation Billionaire by obtaining a form the promoters call the Independent Representative Application Form. The AFCC carried out the operation in collaboration with officers and men of 176 Guards Battalion Nigerian Army. Items recovered from the suspects include phones, computers, and other electronic gadgets. The suspects will be arraigned before a competent court of jurisdiction as soon as investigations are concluded. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has taken her advocacy against tuberculosis to the grassroots, seeking to build a community-based coalition against the global epidemic when she led critical stakeholders to Sauka village Abuja for a community outreach. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo reports that the First Lady also announced the donation of another 1 billion naira from Renewed Hope initiative to fight against TB in Nigeria.
With one person said to die from tuberculosis every 7 minutes in Nigeria, making the country one of the top 8 with highest burden of TB in the world. The statistics from the World Health Organization 2024 Global TB Report are far from cheering. As the global and national Stop TB champion, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu is conscious of these figures and worried by them enough to engage directly with members of Soka Village, Abuja, on advocacy campaign. Reflecting on the theme of this year's celebration, Years We Can End TB, Commit, Invest and Deliver, she renewed her call for improved funding and stronger coalition to boost advocacy.
Government has prioritized expanding TB testing and treatment centers across Nigeria, ensuring that TB treatment remains free and accessible to all. We need traditional and religious leaders, legislators, the youth, healthcare workers, private sector organizations, non-governmental organizations, and international partners to join forces in this fight.
To further strengthen the fight, she promised to amplify the voices of TB survivors, fight against stigma, and ensure that marginalized groups have equal access to TB care.
At this juncture, I would like to pledge an additional sum of 1 billion naira from the Renewed Hope initiative towards the fight against tuberculosis in Nigeria. To our health workers, volunteers, community and religious leaders, your dedication is the backbone of this fight. I thank you.
Your Excellency, you have helped us tremendously to communicate to Nigerians unambiguously that TB is not a death sentence. It can be prevented.
By bringing the campaign and advocacy against TB to Soka community is fundamental to mitigate the impact of the disease and eliminate any associated stigma in vulnerable populations.
The First Lady also facilitated the establishment of a primary health center in Soka Village as their first fruit for embracing the Stop TB campaign. From Soka Village in Abuja, Adeni Taiwo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Uche Ugochukwu was at the community where many people received free screening and treatment for tuberculosis. Here's the report.
This is Soka Village, a community tucked away on the fringes of Abuja, Nigeria's capital. Here, an estimated 3,000 people live, most in cramped, poorly ventilated homes, where daily survival often takes precedence over health. With overcrowding, poor sanitation and a lack of clean water, Soka Village provides a fertile ground for the spread of tuberculosis. The absence of healthcare facilities only worsens the situation, making early detection and treatment nearly impossible. It is these glaring vulnerabilities that have made Soka Village the focal point of this year's World TB Day activities. For the first time in years, there is a glimmer of hope. Spearheaded by the First Lady Oluremi Tinubu, a health facility is on the horizon.
TB is a serious health issue in our country, especially in remote communities where many people may not have access to TB diagnosis and treatment. However, the good news is that TB is preventable.
The World Health Organization called urgent investment into TB care, lamenting that drastic and abrupt cuts in global aid funding threaten to reverse decades of progress to combat the disease.
Also, a team of TB champions led by the Stop TB Partnership Nigeria is working tirelessly, offering free screening to residents. Among them is Monday Musa, who, like many in this community, having heard about the symptoms, risks and importance of early detection of TB, takes what could be a life-saving step.
I have some symptoms that I heard about it, so that is the reason why I just come, so that they will be tested me and give me the drugs.
It's me. I don't see person where they say it can better cure them, because the person take the treatment for good 6 months.
I assure you that the traditional nutrition
will collaborate with health personnel to pursue the compliance, to ensure compliance. The message will be carried out to all NOX and chronic in the FCT.
We Fit Douam is not just a slogan here. It is a call to action that is already making impact. For the people of Soka, this is more than just an event. It marks the beginning of a healthier, more secure future. Uche Ugochukwu, NTA News.
We still have more reports on health, but that will be after the break. Do stay with us.
I am Oluremi Tinubu, the global and national Stop TB champion. Many people have asked why I've chosen to champion the fight against a disease like tuberculosis. My reason stems from a deep personal experience. I once had a friend who unfortunately fell ill and concealed the nature of his sickness until it was too late. Eventually, after he passed, we discovered he had tuberculosis. Sadly, due to the stigma and discrimination surrounding the disease, he would not speak up or seek for help. His death was a painful reminder that we could have intervened and saved a life if only we had known earlier. Tuberculosis is an airborne disease that primarily affects the lungs, but can also impact other parts of the body. Being airborne means anyone, regardless of their social economic status, can contract it. In Nigeria, 1 person dies of TB-related illness every 7 minutes, amounting to 206 deaths every day. Globally, 1 person succumbs to TB every 25 seconds, which is a staggering 3,456 lives lost daily. These deaths are entirely preventable because TB is curable if detected and treated early. If you or someone you know has been coughing for 2 weeks or more, coughing up blood, experiencing night sweats, or losing weight drastically, it might be TB. Please visit the nearest government hospital or primary healthcare center for proper diagnosis and treatment. TB treatment is free in all government and some private health facilities. Let us also remember not to stigmatize or discriminate against TB patients or those who have been treated for TB. Individuals who have been cured of TB cannot infect others. I call on all stakeholders, especially the private sector, to join us in the fight to end TB in Nigeria. Together, we can make a difference. Remember, TB anywhere is TB everywhere. End TB by 2030. Yes, we can.
You're welcome back. We now continue with some of our health reports. Meningitis has claimed 25 lives out of the 224 cases so far recorded in Sokoto State. Confirming the outbreak, Commissioner of Health Dr. Farouk Umar Abubakar Wurno revealed that the incidences were reported in 5 local government areas of the state, emphasizing that government has taken adequate measure to curb further spread of the disease. Dalhatu Abdullahi has details.
There has been outbreak of meningitis recently in the neighboring Kebbi State with a disturbing number of deaths. In Sokoto State, Tambol, that shares borders with Aleru, Gwandu and the Jega local government areas of Kebbi State, is the worst hit with 193 reported cases, followed by Shagari, Yabo, Godabawa and Gada. Out of 224 cases, 175 have been treated and discharged, while 24 are still receiving treatment at different health facilities across the state. Sokoto State government has put in place local government surveillance officers, epidemiologists and emergency response team on higher alert, and awareness campaign has been launched to make the people of the state more vigilant on the imminent dangers of the deadly disease.
So far we collected about 42 sample size or CSM, and 30 were reported as positive, and out of the number, 22 are from Tambol, 3 from Wadabawa, 3 from Shagari, and 2 from Yabu local government, respectively. So these are the cases that we have on the ground, and I want to say the case management of meningitis was effectively and professionally managed in the state, and that's why the number were curtailed to minimal.
To ensure public safety during the outbreak, the general public are advised to avoid overcrowding at night, sleep in well-ventilated places, identify and report unusual symptoms such as back pain, excessive body temperature, stiff neck, nausea, and vomiting, among others. Prompt response by Sokoto State Government under the Ministry of Health and stakeholders is assisting in minimizing the spread of the disease and casualties. In Sokoto, Dalhatu Abdullahi, NTA News.
Not done with health matters. The House of Representatives Committee on Health and Social Services is proposing a review of obsolete laws hindering functions of the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria, with a target to optimize laboratory medicine practices in Nigeria that equals international best practices. This was part of resolutions during the committee's oversight engagement to the council's headquarters in Abuja. The legislators frown at the state of quackery and misconduct in the practice of the laboratory profession in the country and agree to work with the leadership of the Medical Laboratory and Science Council of Nigeria in checking the proliferation of substandard laboratory equipment and ensure laboratory test results from Nigeria are acceptable anywhere in the world.
Of equipment, we don't want Nigeria to be a dumping site where any type of manufacturer will just bring any equipment here and dump them. Perhaps these are some of the reasons why we're having erroneous results in tests conducted in our labs. So this agency has been saddled with the responsibility of accrediting or inspecting every equipment, determining the quality of an equipment that is used here in our laboratory, but they have not been carrying their function because of hitches here and there. And that's why we're here. And the registrar was just telling us that they have not yet been included in the trade portal. And we think that should be done immediately.
With what they've seen, the manpower, we are just less than 250. How can we cover the country? We don't have vehicles. If there's no allocation, we cannot. We've tried all we can, but they don't put us on vehicle list. That portal, we cannot get any vehicle from that place. Then they are asking us, have state offices. How many staff do we have that can cover the state? With their presence now, they now know that if we tell them that we are looking for 300 staff to be employed, they will help us push it.
Now away from health matters, the Jigawa State government, in collaboration with the Korea International Cooperation Agency, KOICA, has organized a 2-day capacity building program aimed at enhancing the digital skills of senior civil servants in the state. Mohammed Musa Askira reports that the initiative seeks to strengthen e-governance for improved service delivery across the state.
One major concern Governor Umar Namadi noted is the nighttime movement of camels, which has been prohibited due to its role in causing accidents and loss of lives. Governor Namadi reiterated that all herders operating in the state, whether local or foreign, must strictly adhere to the existing regulations.
Even though you register your members before they enter, and you also registered our people before they enter your place, unknown herders still managed to enter Guri and Krika Sama, destroying farmlands and causing conflicts. We need to take action.
We sat, we analyze, we talk, and then we wrote an agreement between them. Because usually when they come, they used to have problem with our communities.
This is totally prohibited. We not allowed any Arab or Fulani or Fulden to allow their livestock in the night, some areas like this, because it's prohibited. State.
Stakeholders say this initiative will pave the way for lasting peace and economic developments in the livestock sector in Jigawa State and Nigeria as a whole. From Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
And on politics, the All Progressives Congress in Kogi State is calling on elected officers from the opposition parties in the state to join the Progressives fold for more delivery of democratic dividends to their people. One of the latest appeal is to the 2023 ADC governorship candidate and a 7-member of House of Representatives, Leke Abejide, and his supporters to return to the All Progressives Congress. Solomon Ayedehin reports.
It's a gathering of APC leaders and party members of Yagba Federal Constituency in Kogi State. Top on the agenda here is the call on Representative Leke Abejide to return to the governing All Progressives Congress from the African Democratic Congress.
We want to give confidence to Honorable Leke Abejide that is to come urgently, that he is in a safe hand.
Speaker after speaker expressed satisfaction with the representation of Abejide, appealing to him to join forces with the state governor and other members of the APC family towards actualizing the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. They are optimistic that the former ADC governorship candidate in the last Kogi State governorship election, Leke Abejide, will heed the call by his supporters to cross over to the APC.
He has touched the life of the people. He has touched the life across board.
He has been helping the widows. He has been helping women generally. He's also on the health sector.
There are some things that he cannot achieve now, except is found in the main political party.
Since he's doing well, and we don't have a government that is doing well, we want them to come together and do well for the people.
Do we agree that we pass a vote of confidence on Abejide Leke?
In Lokoja, Solomon Ayedehin, NTA News.
The Food and Agriculture Organization FAO of the United Nations has distributed Tom Brown supplement to about 1,700 malnourished children in Sokoto State. Abdullahi Umar Ilalu reports that the distribution was held in 2 of the local government areas hit by banditry.
The 2 local governments of Tangaza and Rapa, where the distribution of Tom Brown took place, are among the communities severely affected by banditry in Sokoto State. The activities of armed bandits have led to a sharp decline in agricultural production, displacement of farming communities, and a rise in food insecurity. This effort is part of the FAO's broader mission to ensure food security and promote sustainable agriculture in Nigeria. According to Kofi Dominic, the country representative of the FAO, the organization is committed to supporting the Nigerian government in addressing the root causes of food insecurity and malnutrition. He emphasized the importance of promoting sustainable agriculture and providing support to vulnerable households, particularly in places affected by insecurity.
Only the Northwest, out of the 30 million, we still have in the 7 states around 11 million of persons in food insecurity. In Sokoto particularly, we still have 1.2 million of persons in food insecurity in Sokoto State. We still have almost 1 million of children in global acute malnutrition.
I believe the state government is in full acceptance and we are committed to do this program so that the benefit can come to our people.
The FAO's efforts in Sokoto State are aimed at improving food security through training of women and school children on gardening and vegetable seeds, as well as other farm implements were distributed free of charge. In Sokoto, Abdullah Omar Ilalu, NTA News.
Now, in a world where machines are learning at an unprecedented pace, the future of work is being redefined as artificial intelligence and automation transform industries. Nigeria's workforce stands at a crossroads. Can Nigerian workers and entrepreneurs adapt and thrive in this brave new world of intelligent work? In this special report, correspondent Ibrahim and Hamidu probes into the implications of AI and automation of Nigerian job market, exploring the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead.
As millions of Nigerians interact with artificial intelligence, the looming threat of AI coming for jobs hangs in the air, casting a shadow of uncertainty that's hard to shake. Like a boomerang, concerns about AI-driven job displacement keep coming back. fueled by the rapid rise of generative AI. Many Nigerians are left wondering, will they be replaced by machines? Or worse, left behind in the dust? But is the reality as straightforward as it seems? Or are we just scratching the surface of a far more enigmatic issue? To unravel this puzzle, I sought out experts who understand the intricacies of AI. Meet Kashifu Inuwa Abdullahi, Director General of the National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA. As a computer scientist and IT professional, he shared his insights on how AI can be a catalyst for Nigeria's digital transformation.
I'm an advocate of collective intelligence. What I mean by collective intelligence is getting people, computers to work together to achieve greater things. Because there are tasks computers can do better than humans. And there are tasks humans can do better than computers. I don't see computer replacing humans, but I see collaboration between computer and human.
As I sat down with the DG of NITDA, I recalled our game of chess, where strategic thinking is key. Similarly, in the game of AI adoption, Nigeria needs to make tactical moves to stay ahead. The DG of NITDA's vision for a digital Nigeria is clear, but the question remains, are Nigerians ready to reskill and adapt to this new era?
We have done a pilot last year for digital literacy to train our senior citizens, people in the informal sector, how to use technology. Because there was one situation whereby one woman she's in her early 50s, after taking the course, she learned that she can do her kuli in Silesia, put it on Instagram, or send it to potential customers through WhatsApp, and they can pay her and send her kuli to them. Before, she spent almost 3 hours commuting from Silesia to Abuja to bring kuli.
Next, I met with Mujahid Musa, a founder and CEO of EGL Africa Limited, an AI solutions company. This young AI specialist is passionate about reskilling Nigerians, emphasizing that the future is intelligent and it's imperative to prepare for it.
What I see is AI is poised to take away a lot of jobs, but fortunately it will create a lot more jobs. It will require upskilling and upgrade for a lot of jobs. I am seeing a world where a lot of the jobs we know today will no longer be relevant, but a lot of the jobs we don't really know will be relevant.
It's clear that the future work in Nigeria is at a crossroads. The need for reskilling and upskilling has never been more pressing. The future is coded within, and the power of transformation lies in reprogramming ourselves.
Using this AI tools is extremely simple. You just tell the AI, okay, I graduated from social course and I have social experience, so I don't have any. Now I'm looking for a job. Where do I start? You'd be surprised. The AI will give you lots of information from what to do, how to assess your experiences, and sources to go to.
The journey into the future of work has begun, and AI is leading the charge. With the ability to learn from just a few examples, AI is reshaping jobs set to revolutionize the market. In Abuja, I'm Ibrahim Ahmedu, NTA News.
Many thanks, beautiful world of AI there. In a world where grand gestures often grab the headlines, it's easy to overlook the small acts of kindness that men show every day. But as our correspondent Thomas Ogbetere delves into the lives of some Nigerians, it was discovered that little things can make a big difference. Now, what are these little things? Let's hear from him.
I have a friend whose husband holds her bag everywhere they go. Not because she's handicapped, not because she cannot do it herself, but it just makes them feel special. You know, I would also use my personal example. My partner would make me a cup of tea every morning.
I carry my wife's bag everywhere. It's part of my accessories. In fact, you know the culture where, oh, we're trying to help you carry what you're carrying, and I'll tell them, leave this one. It's my accessory. It's a constant for me.
It's unusual for them to see a man that is comfortable in his skin, he's his own person, and still doing it. So they're wondering, no, there has to be something. What do you could give them? Cut soap for us now, you know, and all that. So yes, I've heard such comments.
Meet Samuel Obafemi, a father of 4 who always makes time to help his children with their homework. His wife Dorothy says it is not just about helping with homework, it's about being present and showing interest in their lives.
It was a bit uncomfortable at first, but I got used to it. So now, even when we're going to say, you've forgotten your accessory, it's the one that'll carry it. So sometimes, most of the pictures I take, I end up going out for functions and I'm taking picture without a bag. Till I remember, I'm like, oh, okay, let me hold it. It actually complements my dressing and that. So I feel blessed to have a man that puts his family first.
Samuel Obafemi with a smile. He's always in the habit of opening the car and has doors for the wife.
I just do the dishes there and then. We don't even have to wait for someone to come and do the dishes. So for that, yes. For my wife's clothes or undies, I generally we do laundry and we do washing, but I don't have an issue with that. Like, it doesn't even cross my mind, like, why are you washing her undies? Like, it doesn't look like you're washing your wife's undies. It's our thing.
Nothing, just love. Just love. Like, the only thing we chop with that.
For couples like the Obafemis, these small acts have become the glue that holds their relationship together. It's the little things that make me feel seen and loved, Dorothy says, as Samuel concurs and nods in agreement.
These gestures, even though they look small, it goes a long way in giving me peace of mind. And because it gives me peace of mind, I'm able to function as a mother, as you know, someone that that runs a business, that works, as a friend, as a sister, as a colleague, anything. You know, it makes me function fully.
I think for me, the foundation to this idea is service. I would love to serve my wife and I would love to serve my children. See, at the end of the day, these are the people that matter the most.
Other respondents are of the opinion that the little things that men do may seem insignificant, but they have a profound impact on the people around them. By showing up in these small ways, men can build a stronger relationship, challenge traditional notions of masculinity.
Remembering your birthday, the day you guys met, anniversaries, those things are important. You just stand by your wife against your family, even your friends.
According to a psychologist, Dr. Margaret Ologbo, when men show up in these small ways, it sends a powerful message that they care.
It's not negative, but it's something that is done out of love, but it's just the culture. And so it's easy to understand why some men feel that it's negative. Upbringing plays a major role in the way we even show love, in the way we see love, and in the way we give love.
In the end, it is clear that the little things that men do, like opening the car door for their partner or surprising their partner with breakfast, have a lasting impact, proving that it's the emotional investment in these acts that truly matter, not the grand gestures. In Abuja, Thomas Ogbetere, NTA News.
Little two things there, but I tell you, big emotional investment. You're watching the news at 10 on NTA News 24. A quick look at the major highlights. President Bola Tinubu launches Youth Academy initiative to tackle unemployment. Federal government commences construction of access road to Second Niger Bridge. EFCC arrests 133 suspects of Ponzi scheme academy in Abuja. Nigeria recalibrates national nuclear security and safety architecture to enhance development.
This is NTA News 24.
Thank you for staying tuned. Russian missile attack damages school, injuries 74 in Ukraine as United States of America holds separate talks with Russians to discuss a potential ceasefire. More details with Garba Neta'ala on the foreign news.
A Russian missile attack damaged a school and a hospital in Ukraine's northeastern city of Sumy, wounding at least 74 people, including 13 children, on Monday, as possible ceasefire talks continue. Residential buildings in the city center were also damaged, according to media reports. The attack came as Russian and U.S. officials met in Saudi Arabia to discuss a possible ceasefire day after holding separate talks with the Ukrainian team. Each side accused the other of undermining efforts to reach a pause in the 3-year-old war. Meanwhile, both Russia and Ukraine continued to launch attacks across their borders. The Russian Defense Ministry said on Monday a Ukrainian drone attacked an oil pumping station in southern Russia that serves as a pipeline carrying Kazakhstan's Caspian Sea oil to the Russian port of Novorossiysk for export. It said the drone was put down before it could reach the pumping station. Zelensky has emphasized that Ukraine is open to Trump's proposal of a full 30-day ceasefire. Putin has made a complete ceasefire conditional on a halt of arms supplies to Kyiv and a suspension of Ukraine's military mobilization, demands rejected by Kyiv and its Western allies.
Up next is sports.
There's a real team spirit. I think that was something that we had already before, and I think that is part of the generation of Super Eagles that you're seeing now.
Super Eagles captain William Troost Ekong and striker Victor Osimhen avenged a stern warning to Zimbabwe ahead of the crucial 2026 World Cup qualifier at the Gospel Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo. The defender was instrumental in Nigeria's 2-0 victory over Rwanda in Kigali last Friday, emphasized the hunger within the squad to reach the football's biggest stage. Ekong also expressed satisfaction with the team's performance against Rwanda, describing it as a statement of intent in their World Cup qualification campaign. Galatasaray forward Victor Osimhen described the remaining 5-day matches in the qualifiers as war the most be fought and won. Meanwhile, Warriors of Zimbabwe head coach Michael Onye's claimed his side can beat Nigeria in Tuesday's match. The Warriors are still searching for their first win in the qualifiers after 5 games. They occupy bottom spot in Group C with 3 points. Despite their poor run in the qualifiers, Coach Nins is optimistic they can get maximum points against the 3-time African champions.
So they will come now with confidence and with all their power and all what they want to turn this campaign around. So do we. No, but it will be an exciting game. We have to perform to our maximum.
And the team done really well in that situation. Got a 1-1 draw. Could have even won that game. So we're looking to do the same again on their soil. So I think we come here with confidence. Obviously, give them respect because we know they have good players. They're a good team.
Victory on Tuesday will take Nigeria to 9 points, putting them in firm contention for the World Cup ticket.
And that concludes the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Thank you for watching. I am Tessie. Good morning.